Well, I waited over a year to see this fucking movie, and I finally sat down and watched it. And I was not disappointed. Hey guys, welcome to Happywax TV. So finally movies, lower budget horror movies are starting to pick up a little bit more. And I've been watching some pretty good ones. So I'm going to be back doing some reviews. I know, listen, I hear it all the time in the comments and the messages I get from you guys and stuff, and it's fantastic. And feel free to message me whenever you want. All my contact info is in the description box below. Whether you just want to come say hi or tell me I'm doing a shitty job or a good job, whatever. Any comment is appreciated. But I'll tell you, what I didn't want to turn this channel into was a rant channel, and I just seen for the longest time that's kind of the route it was going because, and I've said this before in a couple other videos, you know, there's this time frame, usually somewhere late June, early July, and it goes, you know, into August, you know, maybe sometimes a little bit far, but it not just lower budget horror movies, but just movies in general. And I know, you know, you can pick out movies that are really good because you always get, you know, one or two really good ones. But I think for the majority, or at least from what I've been sent to watch, it's just been shit. Like, that's why I haven't really put reviews up. Plus, I'm back golfing again, so I love playing golf. So, but goddamn, there was a couple weeks there where I was like, I can't review these movies. I can't even make them all the way through, let alone fucking do a review on them. So I just kind of took some time off there. But this movie, Blood Vessel, I've been waiting for this one. I did a trailer review back in almost over a year ago when I you know, kind of started this new channel up and was kind of revolving it around trailer reviews. I remember doing one on this one. Since then, I've kind of switched more to movie reviews, you know, whatever. But I just, again, I've had my radar on this flick, and I sat down and watched it. And I'll tell you, you know, you kind of, especially this time of the year, you go into it and you're thinking, oh God, it's going to suck. And it didn't. It really didn't. The 5 out of 10 on IMDb is a little bit misleading. Like, to give it a review or a rating, like my personal opinion, I would probably give this like a 6.5, maybe even itching towards a 7. Like, you got to keep in mind, this is low budget. And these guys, they use the resources they had. And yes, there's CGI in this movie, but it's not used a lot. Like, for the most part, it's practical. And there's, like, this is a vampire movie if you haven't seen the trailer for it. And when we get the reveal about the halfway mark of these two vampires, this I don't know, husband and wife vampire that are on this minesweeper German warboat, man, I'll tell you, like, I was like, oh, this is fantastic. Like, I was actually relieved when he kind of comes up out of his coffin there. I know I haven't even got into the plot yet, but it was just refreshing to see such a cool, badass looking vampire. Now, mind you, if there's flaws with this movie, I don't think they did as much with them as they could. But man, oh man, this was a pretty good fucking movie for a low budget. Anyways, let's get into the meat here really quick. It's directed and written by Justin Dix. He is kind of a special effects makeup artist. He's worked on some of the Star Wars movies. He's worked obviously with George Lucas. And I think this is his first go at a feature-length film. And I'm very excited to see what he brings down the road, because I really did like this movie, Blood Vessels. I mean, it wasn't a perfect movie by any means, but it was pretty good. I'm not going to get into the cast just for time's sake. But basically, the quick synopsis here is: somewhere in the North Atlantic, late 1945, a life raft adrift at sea, and in it, survivors of a torpedoed hospital ship. With no food, water, or shelter, all seems lost until an abandoned German minesweeper drifts ominously towards them, giving them one last chance of survival. Well, that's the opening act of this movie. I mean, we've got characters. There's, like, you know, Russians on board and Americans and kind of all over the globe, right? Or get off this torpedoed hospital ship and onto this raft, and that's kind of where the movie picks up. And then this minesweeper, this German minesweeper, it almost looked like a scene from the movie Death Ship from back in the 80s. It was kind of cool as it comes towards them. And they get on board, and there's nobody there. You know, And then they come onto these dead bodies, but they're not just dead bodies. They kind of look, some look burned, some look drained, you know what I mean? And then almost like a scene from Aliens, sorry, where they find Newt. They find this girl on the ship, and that's kind of where the second act picks up. You know something's fishy with her and why she's the only one there, but I don't want to give too much away for this, you know what I mean? But again, like I said, about the halfway mark, we get the reveal of these awesome looking vampires, and I mean, that sold me right there. Like the set pieces for this movie alone are a character in this movie, and it's done right. If you go into the trivia here, it says scenes were filmed on the HMAS Castlemaine, a fully restored World War II Bathurst class corvette currently docked at Gem Pier in Williamstown. And I'll tell you, being on that ship, filming it there, made a huge difference in making this movie look like a big budget movie when it's just a small budget movie, man. They did everything right. I mean, there wasn't a ton of gore in this movie, but there's just enough with the budget they had to win me over. Do you know what I mean? And I really did enjoy this movie. And again, the main vampire, I mean, it has, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just, he's fucking cool looking, man, and he's all practical. Yeah, there's some CGI, you know, with his eyes and some of the things he does with his hands, but for the most part, it's just a guy in a costume, you know what I mean? And it's 100% in camera, and I'm thinking, God damn, like, you guys, like, this is fantastic. Like, Justin Dix did it the right way, and obviously his background certainly helped with this movie. And the other thing, too, this movie, I can't remember the exact runtime. Let me check here. It's an hour and a half, you know what I mean? But it doesn't really have, like, it's paced really well. It doesn't really have any slow spots. There might be a couple here, but they don't drag on. There's lots of conversation in this movie. But, I mean, you've got, like I said, you've got all these survivors from all over the, you know, the world kind of on this boat. So you are going to get some bickering and squabbling and stuff like that. But he doesn't drag it out like some movies do to the point where you're just fucking annoyed. So he just, I don't know, man. If this is his first time out, which I think it is, yeah, I'm very interested to see what Justin Dix has in store for us. And yeah, I'm going to give Blood Vessel like a 6.5, maybe itching towards a 7, but more in the 6.5 mark. I did like it. I would have liked a little bit more blood, but you know, budget and stuff, and the background, the set pieces won me over, but small budget again, but goddamn, those vampires look fucking cool. So anyways, I'm going to end this one here. I recommend this movie. I highly actually recommend this movie. It's not going to be a classic, but it is one goddamn good movie when you're first starting out making feature-length films. So anyways, it's out now. It's called Blood Vessel. If you've seen it, please let me know what you're thinking. If you haven't, guys, jump over and rent it. It's on all platforms, and then come back here and let me know what you think. Again, all my links are in the description box. And yeah, as always, stay scared.